except service and IT industry, I have worked all kind of industries. So I got an excellent exposure. First 5, 7, 8, 10 years, you are in the role of doer. So when you are in the role of doer, you have to work by your own. And when you do work by your own, and there is a lot of automation taking place in your organization, and if you are not keeping the pace with the learning of automation, you will be out of competition. So far as my hobby is concerned, meeting the new people, understanding the new people, learning from the new people is one activity which I always like very much.
Hello everybody, welcome back to StartupLanes. My name is Geett Pandey and I am the Vice President here at StartupLanes. Today I have an incredible personality. His name is Dr. Jignesh Shah. He is one of the most inspiring corporate leaders that is not just an eminent speaker but is also a CHRO at RKC Infrabuilt Pvt Limited in Ahmedabad. He has bagged a lot of awards throughout his corporate journey but is also spiritually grounded, and I am so excited to have this incredible, delightful conversation that is going to be filled with inspiration and motivation for all the young folks that's entering into our economy every single day. So welcome to StartupLanes and thank you so much for taking out this precious time, Dr. Jignesh Shah.
Yeah, thanks, Geet. It is my pleasure to address your audience and to face your question, whatever you have.
Great. So first off, I would like to know, your a little bit about your professional journey right from the time you graduated decades ago from your college, like a young boy. How did you start your career? The companies that you might have worked for, the setbacks that you might have faced, something that a young 20-year-old could take away, and get motivated to be where you are at this phase in your life. What are your takeaways, and if you can just describe your journey in a few words?
Yeah, so my schooling took place in Baroda city in the state of Gujarat, and I'm coming from a very middle class family. So my entire schooling took place in local language, that is Gujarati medium. And once I reached at a college level, which is MS University of Baroda, which is very well-known university in the state of Gujarat. So I completed my graduation in commerce. Then somebody suggested me to pursue a master of social work. So I completed my master of social work. I completed my law. I am a law gold medalist. And after completion of master of social work, I got selected through campus recruitment. In my batch, I was the first person who got selected through campus recruitment, and in a very small way I started my career with company called Jhaverchand Gaikwad Limited at Baroda itself as a trainee HR. And during that tenure I also completed my postgraduate diploma industrial relation and personnel management course, because I was told that that course is very much helpful to me in my career, since the MSW is a generic course. Then after serving for 3-4 months, I got a very good opportunity to work with a bigger organization called Jyoti Limited at Baroda itself. So I worked there for 1.5 years. So I joined Reliance Industries Limited, Hazira, Surat, which is a bigger organization, and I got an excellent exposure at Reliance Limited. I worked there for 5 years, and Reliance experience made me a very strong HR professional to face any kind of challenges pertaining to manpower related issues. And after serving for 5 years, now I was ready to take up the leadership role. So I accepted the opportunity at Bell Ceramics Limited, which is having a 2 manufacturing facilities plus marketing field force and head office. So I got an excellent opportunity at Bell Ceramics Limited to head the entire HR function, where I spent nearly 5 years with Bell Ceramics Limited. Then after serving 5 years, I got an opportunity to work with MNC company, which is in power sector, which is only MNC in India, that is CLP Power India Limited, where I worked for 4.5 years with CLP Power India Limited. And after serving for 4.5 years, then I got an opportunity to work with JMC Projects India Limited, which is again a newer sector infrastructure company. There I worked for about 3 years. Then I moved to FMCG kind of company called Waghbakri Tea Group of Company. So I got an opportunity to work with the Waghbakri Tea Group of Company, which is again a FMCG company. Then I moved to Aarti Industries Limited. Then again I moved to infrastructure company called Monte Carlo Limited, where I spent about 4.5 years. Then I moved to Patel Infrastructure, and currently I'm working as a CHRO with RKC Infrabuilt Pvt Limited at Ahmedabad corporate office as a chief human resource officer. So I have more than 3 decades of variety of experience. Except service and IT industry, I have worked all kind of industries. So I got an excellent exposure so far as dealing with the manpower related issues, handling the manpower related issues, understanding the human dynamics, understanding the human nature, and all sort of manpower related issues very well. And so far as career setback is concerned, fortunately, with the grace of God, I don't have a setback. But yes, my only setback, if I look at, is I have consistently worked at a vice president level, in a head of the department level, at a CHRO level. So observed. However, I got a different industry, and when I got an opportunity to work with different industry, obviously the challenges are different. So I always understand the nature of business first, and by understanding the nature of business, what kind of human related issue arises, and what best could be the solution to address those human related issues.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. So inspiring from, coming from a small town of Baroda to be from a middle class family and to rise to such heights and be so grounded and humbled is what makes me really excited to interview him more than any of the other frills that come with his position. But I think he, as a human being, is inspiring himself from his roots to the where, he has taken his graph of his life is something that's so inspiring. Thank you so much for, sharing that with us. It's definitely something that we are all really, inspired by. Um, if you can, in your entire professional span that you have just narrated, could you tell us like top 3 professional achievements that you are personally very proud of? It could be 20 years back, it could be a recent achievement, but something that you are really, you think that, oh my God, yes, that is an achievement in my life.
Yeah, so out of this more than 3 decades of experience, it is a challenge for me to pick up any base 3 professional achievement. However, I'm excited to share, and always I cherish that how best HR can reach to employee, and how best HR can satisfy their internal customer. So customer satisfaction and customer delight was my always a goal. And during my Reliance tenure, as Reliance is a very huge site and we are at a project level stage, so employees are having a lot kind of a complaint, grievances, dissatisfaction with the HR related services. So I came out with a conflict resolution, as well as I was enjoying so much trust of all my employees that any genuine issue they are facing, I used to intervene, I used to represent on their behalf to the management and make sure that it got resolved. Yes. That kind of a role which I played, and that gives me a lot of professional satisfaction. And people have a barrier that HR तो साफगिरी करते हैं, वो लोग कभी ऑफिस छोड़ के सॉफ्ट फ्लोर कैसे आ? I broke that mindset that they cannot be only sitting in the office. So this is a first and one of the significant professional achievement I feel. Then second achievement is my tenure at Bell Ceramics Limited. I got a huge success in signing the wage settlement for a period of 5 years. Again, in the wage settlement with the union, though it was an internal union, but the union representatives coming from a rural area, surrounded village of the factory, see the HR head very skeptical way, win their confidence and to get the was a huge success, because I need to find a win-win solution from the management point of view as well as from the union point of view. So how innovatively I did it, that the entire benefit has been divided in the 5 years. So for example, I did not give 100% benefit from day one or from the first year, but it has been divided in first year 30%, second year 10%, again 10%, again 40%. Likewise, in 5 years, the entire amount has been divided. So with that, the cash flow of the company got controlled, number one, and from the workman side or a union side, they got a bigger amount, bigger chunk. Okay. At the end of the 5 years, they got a huge hike. So getting the approach was my another big professional achievement, what I consider. So at my CLP Power India tenure, from the group, there was an initiative to encourage the young students to become a power engineer. So in order to become a young students to become a power engineer, we have started a new initiative whereby we have invited the nomination from the team of the surrounding. We select 5-6 team. We gave them subject, right from an environment subject, right from job shading, meaning that they get an actual real-time experience exposure, how our power engineers are working at our place. Then for personality development, there were different kind of a module. Those kind of exposure we gave them, and at the end of the journey, they have to participate in a competition among themselves, because we have to choose a best 3 team, and out of that best 3 team, the winner team will go to Hong Kong, and at Hong Kong, from the other assets also the winner team will come, and again in Hong Kong they will get a different kind of a exposure. So I drive the entire initiative whereby we got a very huge success in the convincing, motivating, encouraging the students about the company, about the power engineer. And in the process, for each team, we deputed or we nominated our engineers to do the mentoring kind of a thing. So they mentor the each team, and by mentoring, they also got an excellent opportunity. Overall, I got an excellent opportunity. And from my Hong Kong, the director HR recognized my efforts, rewarded my efforts, and along with the winning team, I was invited as a special guest at a Hong Kong at a group level function. So in the process, today also the winning team students who have pursued their respective engineering and other courses, they are in touch with me. They always seek my blessings, and they always update me with their career progression and other things. So the point what I'm trying to make it is that this is a very innovative approach, how best we can help to the young students to make sure that they make the right kind of a career, and in the process we help them to nurture very well, and they can develop overall. to take up the bigger challenges in their career.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you for narrating it, so articulating it so beautifully for us. You know, especially you going to Hong Kong, your efforts being recognized, and recognition is such a wonderful feeling. You just feel so good when somebody recognizes your efforts and honors you what you deserve. So I love that. Thank you so much. Um, the next question that I have for you is, I know that you are amazing at conflict resolution. You gave us that as an insight in your initial question, that you were the go-to person where you used to hear out and solve any kind of tough situation that arose in your organizations that you have worked in your 3 decades of corporate career. But how do you keep yourself updated, because in these last 3 decades that you've been in your career, like, how do you keep up with that ever evolving tech space? Because you might have graduated from a few decades ago. From the time that you're right now, technology has become like there's a huge change. So how do you keep up with that? Do you take trainings? Do you upgrade yourself? Do you do some sort of self-help stuff, or your organization offers you opportunities to kind of grow in that tech space? Because even as a millennial, I struggle myself learning new systems that have been incorporated or integrated into our organization. So how do you keep up with that technological advancement over the years?
So this is a very lovely question, because in the initial stage I faced a big challenge to working on a computer, because I started my career way back in 1989, where there was not much computerization or automation in the HR processes, right? And gradually the automation took place. When I started my career, I did not know the Word file, how to prepare the Google Sheet. I did not know how to prepare the PowerPoint presentation. So that was my condition. But after serving for a few years, I found out that I have no choice, but I need to learn this computer skill. So I, by my own, underwent 3 months training to learn the MS Office module. So how best I can take the mastery of MS Word, how best I can take the mastery of Excel sheet, how best I can prepare the PowerPoint presentation. So I upgraded myself for this computer skill, which is basic requirement of my job. Because initial first 5, 7, 8, 10 years, you are in the role of doer. So when you are in the role of doer, you have to work by your own. And when you do work by your own, and there is a lot of automation taking place in your organization, and if you are not keeping the pace with the learning of automation, you will be out of competition, or you will be labeled as a non-performer. So I smelled it very early stage. I learned the computer. I put my 3 hours after office hours. I spent some amount of money, and after putting this hard work, I learned the MS Office module, and which helped me very well in discharging my duties, particularly at a junior level. Now, during the Corona time, again, we need to understand the technology. Say we cannot address or meet my people, right? Because in that difficult time, we have to listen them, we have to provide them a lot of motivation, lot of encouragement. Two things in my career is very important. First thing, at the beginning of my career, in the first 10 years of my career, and this thing is in the before two years back, I have no option but to learn this technology and to how best I can connect virtually with all my team members.
Great insights, and this is something that applies to all of us, is to keep upgrading and up leveling ourselves to kind of keep up with this technology, because we all need that. Because I'm sure in next 2 years there's going to be another application that will be released. So that's great insight. Thank you so much. The next question is one of my favorite questions, because I'm an avid reader myself. So do you have any special recommendations or any authors that you are fond of, any quote that resonates with you, any genre of books that you like reading to make you feel peaceful and inspired?
So my mentor, my coach, my philosopher, whatever you name is uh, Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. So Sri Krishna is my mentor, my philosopher, my guide. So I always recommend to everyone, irrespective of age in which, irrespective of the profession in which you are, you must study Srimad Bhagavad Gita all the time.
Yes, absolutely.
My experience is, number of times when you read Bhagavad Gita, you learn Bhagavad Gita, you understand Bhagavad Gita, you always develop a better and better insight, newer kind of insight all the time. So I strongly recommend to every human being that you must read, learn Bhagavad Gita, and you must learn many things from Sri Krishna all the time. That is my a strong recommendation. One book, if you ask me. Of course, from the management point of view, there are many books which I have read. To give an example, I read the Professor APJ Abdul Kalam, The Winds of Fire.
Yes,
Excellent
Winds
book.
of Fire.
Excellent book. You will draw Winds of Fire. Yes, you draw a lot of inspiration from the great Dr. Abdul J. Kalam. Similarly, in order to develop your professional qualities, I read the book of The Professional by Bakshi. All the time, my favorite book is Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which all the time, whenever I get a time, I used to read, I listen Bhagavad Gita. I like to take the lessons of Bhagavad Gita all the time.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Beautiful, because I've been into this whole journey of spirituality myself and reading Bhagavad Gita and its verses, and attending satsangs in my community for quite some time, because I get that from my father is avid follower of ISKCON. So I'm so happy to hear that from you. Lovely.
Yes.
All right. So the next question here that I would like to ask is, what is your daily schedule like your dincharya, or how do you kind of have some sort of a mindfulness or some sort of a physical, exercise, or what does your dincharya look like? How do you spend your day? Because I'm sure you have to take tough decisions throughout the week at work. So how do you make your mind mentally strong and physically fit?
To keep myself mentally healthy, to keep improve my spiritual health, I developed the habit of reading at least 30 minutes before I go to the bed of
What do you read?
spiritual book.
Spiritual
Book or some interesting management topics, because I have to keep myself abreast for my profession also. So I used to read the professional book also, so that whatever latest practices, trends are coming up and going on in the human resource profession, so which also I keep myself updated. So overall, I make sure that physically, mentally, spiritually, I keep myself fit and fine all the time to face the different kind of challenges.
Lovely, lovely to know that. So how do you spend, do you have any hobbies or passion, or like how do you spend time with your family over the weekends? What do you indulge in? What makes you happy?
Whenever I feel that I'm able to help somebody in a proper way, I always get a lot of satisfaction. And in the same way, so far as my hobby is concerned, meeting the new people, understanding the new people, learning from the new people is one activity which I always like very much. I play sports with my son during every weekend, because I have to give some time to my son also to play cricket, because we have a common interest for the game of cricket. And obviously, whatever wife plans about outing and other activities on Sunday, I always surrender to wife. Whatever she decides, I always follow as a obedient husband. So that is how
Lovely. I think all husbands do that. That's like a universal rule of husbands.
Yes, very right.
Lovely.
So I used to spend that kind of a time during the weekend.
Lovely. So, what is your mantra of success, or how do you define success? What success stands for you?
Yeah, so my mantra of success is that I cherish the 10 pearls of wisdom, which I would like to share. That is my success mantra. First is focus. So whatever you do with focus. Focus is first point. Second is critical observation. So you get convince yourself why I am doing that, and can then do it, so that you will do a quality work. That is what I feel. Then you should use a lot of common sense. You should have a lot of common sense for every issues, every situation, everything. Then you should passionate about your work. You should do it with a lot of passion for whatever activity you are doing. Then of course self discipline is very important for your success. So you should be a self disciplined person. Timely response. I believe that whatever things are there, you always promptly and timely respond to the particular issues, particular situation. Then communication and presentation. I feel that being a successful person, you should have a very good, excellent communication. You should clear in expressing your thoughts, views, ideas, very crystal clear. You should have that communication skill is very important. Then you should, as a person, you should have a quality of empathy. Empathy is very important, because if you develop this empathy quality, then you can face any kind of situation, you can resolve any kind of issues in no time. So empathy is very important. Then in today's scenario, you should be techno savvy. And my last important pulse of wisdom is the networking. You should have that ability to network with the people, so that you can always upgrade yourself. You can get all the solutions, all the help from your people.
Yes.
Yes, network is your network. So this my 10 pearls of wisdom is my success mantra all the time. And I strongly advocate that one should chant on a daily basis, so that one should not forget, and whatever activities we are doing, we always keep in mind this 10 pearls of wisdom. And by practicing this 10 pearls of wisdom, the success is guaranteed. That is what my experience is, and I'm always doing that. I'm always doing that. So what I mean by success is not a materialistic happiness, lot of money, lot of comfort, lot of material things is not achieving material thing is not a success. But what I feel that a success is that when you are have developed a quality of kindness, when you have developed the quality of compassion, humanity, love, and when you have developed the wisdom of looking positives in the human being, and you are absolutely a non-judgmental about any human being, and you develop a lot of patience, lot of tolerance from the people. When you develop all this quality, that shows that you are so rich, because these kind of quality cannot be purchased by money. This quality need to be earned through your spiritual upbringing, through a lot of readings, through the teachings of a lot of philosophers, lot of spiritual gurus. And for that, you have a right kind of attitude and right kind of a mindset. So for me, when any human being develop this quality, he is a successful human being on this earth. And I am on that journey of achieving all those qualities. I never claim that I have achieved 100%, but yes, surely I am on that path. And I think I have achieved to a great extent these kind of quality in me. And further, I always feel that further I will enrich myself with those kind of qualities, that I will become a good human being. Because becoming a good human being and helping to another human being is a great virtue or a great quality of any individual.
Thank you so much for sharing. These are such incredible pointers, from timely response to communication to handling conflict resolution. I'm sure our audience is having, have such wonderful takeaways from this informative interview, which is jam-packed with so much wisdom. So thank you so much. I think we are coming towards the end of the interview. Uh, as we, wrap up this interview, do you have like one person that you are incredibly grateful for, throughout your life, who has stood by you, or someone that has contributed in your professional or personal life, that you still, think about them with a lot of respect and warmth?
So as in the beginning, I said with you that I'm coming from a very middle class family, and nobody was there to support me. Basically, I'm a self-made person. But during my college days, I came to know about the Swadhyay Parivar activity run by Pandurang Athavale Sastri, and he was a great admirer of Bhagavad Gita. So I draw a lot of inspiration from Pandurang Athavale Sastri, and with his thought, with his principles, and with his teaching, it made me so strong that to face any challenges of life at personal level, because I single-handedly face all the challenges. I have no backing from my parents or my brother. I don't have any brother or any sister or anybody. I'm a absolutely a self-made person, both growing professionally as well as personally. So I give a lot of credit to the Pandurang Athavale Sastri, who is known as popularly known as Dada, and his thoughts, his principles, his teaching always made me very strong in my life, both personally and professionally. At the same time, I can also acknowledge the contribution made my better half, that is my wife, all the time. Her inspiration, her support, her help is always with me and always there. So that contribution is always there. Of course, I cannot forget my parents, both my father and mother. Their blessings are always there, so their contribution is always there. At a distance, they always give me blessings. So in my entire life, whatever I am today, contribution is all these 3-4 people all the time, which I always acknowledge, and I have a lot of gratitude for their contribution in my life.
Great, great, beautiful how you articulated from, your spiritual guru to your wife to all the people in between. Lovely that you are still so grounded and humble, and still, I look up to you in so many other ways. And as we wrap up, we are a part of, StartupLanes, and as you know, StartupLanes has, been a pioneer in, scaling up startups. So is there any suggestion or any feedback that we can take back as a growing company in the field of investment and startups? And if you could give us some of your inputs here.
No, I think your startup plan is doing a wonderful job in encouraging the young entrepreneurs to come up with the startup. You provide lot of help, lot of support, not only finance, but also provide a lot of other support which is required. And one of the support is mentoring, which according to me is very important support, which in today's scenario nobody can ignore that kind of a mentoring, right? So it's a excellent support, and by tapping the senior leader like us, you can channelize all those support through your platform to this young entrepreneur. And I am sure that you people are doing a great job, and I am sure that in the time to come, a lot of activities will be expanded, and a lot of contribution will be made to further the growth of startup in the particularly in India, which our government Prime Minister is also very much encouraging all the young entrepreneurs to do the startup of a variety of assignments, variety of areas.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you so much for sharing such beautiful thoughts about Startup Lanes. I will definitely convey it to our founder, Mr. Shishir Gupta, but also as a vice president, I sincerely appreciate you speaking all these kind words for us. I'll keep that in mind for sure. And is there any place where, you know, our audience can stay in touch with you or stay inspired and connected?
Yeah, so I'm available. I'm very active on LinkedIn platform, so I'm easily available on LinkedIn. I can be reached on my email. I can my email ID is jignesh.shah 1964 at gmail.com. I'm available on email. I'm available also on WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is 9824275610. So for whatever best possible help and whatever good thing which I can also learn from anybody, I am always approachable. I have a lot of time. I don't have a constraint of time. I have a lot of time uh, for positive things, for a constructive things, for a constructive activities. I'm always available. I can be easily reachable on all these three platforms.
You're such a beautiful human being. Thank you so much for sharing such, such warmth and such. Your personality is very inspiring. So I am personally very grateful that I got to know someone like you through as a profile through my job. But even genuinely, I'm very thankful. And thank you for sharing our thoughts here on Startup Lanes. I would like to wind up by saying that as Mr. Dr. Jignesh Shah said, you can follow him on LinkedIn. He has also shared his email and also his number for a change. So that shows how what a grounded and a humble man he is. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I will be back again with another inspiring personality on our Startup Lanes platform so that you can stay inspired and you can root for your dreams. All right, seeing you until then. Goodbye.